welcome to Arizona Express. I'm your host, David Lynch, and today we are in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona at the McCormick-Stillman Railroad Park, and I'm here with Russ Mosser. Russ Mosser joining us. How are you doing today?
Very well, David, and thank you for having me on Arizona Express.
I am glad to be here. I love this outdoor environment we got going on because it's very peaceful and the weather couldn't be better.
That's right.
Tell me about the Railroad Park overall and what we have here.
Well, we're a public City of Scottsdale park. We have 30 acres here. We have a great deal of things for people to do. They can ride the train, they can ride a carousel, they can go through museums. We have a model railroad building. There's ramadas that they can rent to have picnics, or they can just grab a picnic table under a tree. There's an awful lot of things to do here, and an awful lot of families come here to have a good time.
Yeah, it's a huge family environment. We have children running around having a good time. I see the ice cream store. We'll get to that in a second. What kind of visitors, what are the numbers that this park has overall throughout the year?
I would guess that we have between 700 and 750,000 visitors a year. We know that 400,000 people ride the train and about 375,000 people ride the carousel. We have no main gate. The park is free, so we don't have a count on everybody that goes through.
And parking's free too.
Yes, it is. And even on the weekends, we have an agreement with the shopping center to the north that people can park in there.
So tell me about the exhibits. I see right now, I see a carousel, we have the ice cream store, we have these huge trains. What other exhibits do they have here?
Well, there is the Mercy car, which is a whole story in itself of the people of the United States giving gifts to the people of Europe after World War II, and France 2 years later sending one of these train cars back to every state. That's the one that they sent to Arizona. Mm-hmm. Let's see, we said carousels. We have 2 playgrounds. We have 2 trains they can ride on, the main 15-inch gauge train over here, and then there's a smaller one that runs on the weekends. We have a museum here that goes through this train that's behind us, and one of the cars there is actually a presidential railroad car. You know, in the Air Force One, back when the presidents rode on that, 4 presidents used that train car. And then there's the model railroad building that folks can go through.
Okay, so we have trains, we have carousel, we have a great family atmosphere here.
Right.
What about the events that happen seasonally throughout the park?
Starting in the spring, we have Exclusively Little, which runs on a Saturday morning, and that's for kids that are 6 years old and under. And a couple of thousand kids come out here for face painting and gymnastics training and bouncies and everything you can think of. Later on, we have a day for special kids, kids with special needs. With all sorts of events here for them. In the spring, around May 1st, we start with 10 concerts on Sunday night, free concerts. And I'll tell you a secret, we never advertise it, but if you come to the one after 4th of July or right at 4th of July, there's fireworks.
Hey!
We don't have parking for everybody that want to see fireworks, but if you're here, you'll get to see them.
Luckily they're in the sky, because I know this is a pretty good sized parking lot, but it does get jam-packed.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so when we come back from this short break, we're going to talk about the Railroad Model Train Station building here at the park. We'll be right back on Arizona Express.
Stop! Please! No! Stop! Stop! Ah!
And welcome back to Arizona Express. I'm here with Russ. We're still talking about this great railroad park that you have here. Let's talk about the model railroad building. Tell me a little bit about that and the investment and all the time that went into that.
Well, the background of it is that for 35 years, we've had 3 model railroad clubs operating at the park. And they operated in this building over here called the Clock Tower, or the Bunkhouse building, which is an old adobe building that's kind of falling apart. And the public had to stand outside and look through the windows to see the toy trains. They only got to see them run on Sundays. You know, they're out in the weather. And we built this 2 years ago. I mean, it's a 12-year effort to get it designed and built, where families can now go inside a climate-controlled 10,000 square foot building. There's 3 model railroad displays. They're 1,300 square feet in size. They're different size model railroads. O gauge, which is what most of us saw on Lionel trains running around our Christmas tree, and then HO and N gauge. But basically the parents can come in, and grandparents in climate-controlled comfort, let the kids run wild. They're not going to hurt anything. They're not going to hurt themselves. And It's open every day of the year except, I think, Christmas and New Year's. And it's free. There's no charge for it. And we've gone out of our way to make 2 floors 22 inches higher than the main floor so that grandparents don't have to hold the little kids up so they can see the exhibits. And likewise, people who are confined to a wheelchair can see it just fine.
Okay. So we have all these great things here. You have the carousel, you have the train, you have the H, the N, and the
HO and O gauge.
I knew you'd get it for me.
Yep, that's good.
We have all these great things. What's the single best factor about the Railroad Park here in Scottsdale?
Well, I think the best factor is just the knitting of it all. First off, the culture of the whole place is very customer oriented. I mean, we are here to serve the public and to make their visit enjoyable. So our objective is to have a safe, interesting place for the public to come and have fun. We also have a unique organization in that it is a city park. The city pays for the staff, the maintenance, and the utilities, and there is a charity, the Scottsdale Railroad Mechanical Society, and the charity basically raises money for physical improvements. And as soon as we put something in the park, then of course we turn it over in title to the city of Scottsdale. So the park gets the best of both worlds.
And I see it. I love this atmosphere. I'm sold.
All right.
Truly sold. If you want to know more about this park, you can come down here at the corner of Scottsdale Boulevard and
Indian Bend Road.
Indian Bend Road here in Scottsdale, Arizona. I want to thank Russ for joining us today. Come down to the park, McCormick-Stillman Railroad Park. It's a great atmosphere. Hang out, enjoy the day. And we'll see you next time on Arizona Express.
Thank you, David.